Good evening, welcome to this full council meeting of Bletchley and Fenny Stratford Town Council, which is being held here at Newton Leeds Pavilion on the 12th of May 2026. I am Nathaniel Kelly-Wilson and I am Mayor of Bletchley and Fenny Stratford. I will be chairing this meeting. I would like to remind everybody that this meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Town Council standing orders and the relevant provisions of the Local Government Act 1972. This meeting is held in public rather than being a public meeting. Members of the public are welcome to observe proceedings and may participate during the public participation agenda, provided a request to speak has been submitted by 12 midday on the day prior to the meeting. The time allocated for public participation will last no more than 15 minutes and individuals will be able to speak for a maximum of 3 minutes. Requests to speak or questions asked will be dealt with in the order they will receive. Our council has signed up to the Civility and Respect Pledge. We therefore expect everybody to conduct their part in the meeting in a civil and respectful manner. We want everybody to be able to hear, so please respect whoever is speaking by not chatting amongst yourselves. I ask everyone present to respect the procedure of the meeting so the council can conduct its business properly. Please can everyone turn over their mobile phones or put them on silent. And also, in the interest of openness and transparency, we want everyone to be aware that the meeting is being recorded and is being broadcasted via our media channels. Councillors, if you wish to speak, please raise your hand as normal. All points being made, whether by members of the public or councillors, are to be made through the chair. I will ask for the assistance of the Deputy Mayor to keep timing and the Town Clerk to give advice on the standing orders if needed. Councillors are reminded to declare any disclosable pecuniary interests or other interests in relation to items on the agenda. Before we start, there are some housekeeping points to note. We are not expecting a fire drill, so if the fire alarm sounds, please leave as quickly as possible. The fire exits are located at either end of this room, the assembly point at the other end of the car park, and the toilets are located behind it. For those members of the public present at the meeting in person or watching via our live stream, I will now ask the members of this council to introduce themselves, starting with Councillor O'Rourke. I'm O'Rourke, Fenny Stratford.
Matt Brown,
Easily South, Manor South.
Justin Coulter, Manor South.
Richard Susan, Eastern South.
Ismail Hussain, Manor South.
Ray Blackman, Fenny Stratford.
Ophelia Fernandez, Fenny Stratford.
Richard Graham, Sophie Bletchley, Deputy Mac.
Councillor Hume, Eastern South, aka the Links.
Marie Weimer, Eastern North.
Gary Stevens, Manor South.
All Johnson, near Towns.
Councillor Moyne, Danforth, Cumby. 19, Queens Way and Denby North.
Thank you, everybody. We'll now ask the officer team to introduce themselves.
John Fairclough, Town Clerk.
Louise Salmon, Deputy Clerk.
Alison Brown, Finance Manager.
Kate Ludford, Support Services Manager.
Thank you. Before we go on to the agenda, I would just like to take this opportunity to congratulate two of our councillors who were elected to be ward councillors for the City of Milton Keynes. So congratulations to Ray and also to Ed. We are happy to have you both on our council as well. So thank you very much.
Well done, well done.
So first item on the agenda, election of the Mayor of Council and to receive their declaration of acceptance of office of chair. Are there any nominations?
Nominate Ethan.
Are there any other nominations?
I'll second that.
Does anybody want to nominate anybody else? No? Okay, good. Thank you. Sorry.
But yeah, I'd like to nominate Tony Stevens.
Okay, do you wish to accept the nomination? Do you want to nominate anybody else? Okay, are any other nominations before we move on? That is seconded. All those in favour of the nomination? Anybody against? Any abstentions? No, I think that is carried unanimously. Next item on, oh, sorry, I need to sign something. Sorry. Thank you, councillors. I think that this is, it's five years in the chair and just over, so a few months as mayor, and I appreciate the trust that you put in me, and I hope that I will continue to do a good job. Next item on the agenda is item 2, election of the deputy mayor of council. Are there any nominations for that?
Mr. Brown.
Are there any other nominations?
I nominate Marie.
Richard, do you wish to accept the nomination? Oh,
I would second Richard.
okay, is there a second therefore? Okay. Richard, do you wish to accept the nomination? Yes. Marie, do you wish to accept the nomination?
Yes.
Are there any other people who wish to nominate anybody else before we go forward? I'm going to take that silence as no. Okay. Let's do the vote. Show of hands.
Show of hands, yeah, we can go Richard first and Marie.
Okay. So all those in favour of Richard?
Keep your hands up so we can just count, please.
Thank you for my night.
All those in favour of Marie? So I declare that Richard Graham is elected as Deputy Mayor of the Council. Congratulations, Richard.
Thank you very much, councillors.
Okay, next on to the next item of the agenda is councillors' apologies for absence. Are there any councillors that are apologies?
There are, so we've had apologies from councillors Scott and councillor Golwell.
Okay, thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is councillors' declarations of interest in matters on the agenda. To note any councillors' declarations of interest. Do any councillors wish to make a declaration? Okay, we'll go on to the next item on the agenda, which is the minutes of previous meeting. So, to approve the draft minutes of the last meeting held on the 17th of March. They are between pages 5 and 10 in your pack. I hope that people have had the opportunity to read them already prior to the meeting. So I will just accept that they are noted if everybody is happy for me to do so. So all those in favour of approving those draft minutes? Thank you. Next item on the agenda is public speaking, but I don't see anybody here.
No.
Okay, next item on the agenda is minutes of recent meetings of committees of council and to consider any recommendations contained. The first item is 7.1, minutes of the meeting of meeting environment committee on Tuesday the 7th. Any recommendations on that? Recommendations on that? Okay. And then the next item is 7.2. Finance and Governance Committee, Tuesday the 14th of April, pages 15 to 16 in your pack. Any recommendations on those? No. So members happy for us to approve those minutes? All those in favour? Thank you. Number 8, approval of the scheme of delegation, including committees, subcommittees and officers and terms of reference for committees. That's page 17 to 56 in your pack. Is there anything you want to say about that?
No, it's same as last year. However, when we get to the committee selection, there might be some changes in numbers, but I don't feel that will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So all members happy to approve the scheme of delegation, including committees, subcommittees and officers and terms of reference for committees. All those in favour? I think that is unanimous. Next item on the agenda is the appointment of members to standing committees, subcommittees and working groups. We have the Community and Environment Committee with a membership of 12, Finance and Governance Committee with a membership of 12, the Employment Policy Committee with a membership of 6, Employment Policy Subcommittee is the Mayor of Council, the Chair of the Sycamore Building Steering Group, and the Events Working Group, which is all members of the Community and Environment Committee. So we have previously asked the councillors to state what they wanted to stand for, and I think we have a list there. So I have 10 members for the Finance and Governance Committee, myself and Ron. Sorry, excuse me, I meant to say Richard. Myself and Richard, Eamon, Justin, Keith, Mohammed, Ophelia, Richard Tucson, Ron Hain, and Uchi. Does anybody else want to go on the Finance and Governance Committee at this point? No? All those in favour of electing those members to that committee? Anybody against? Any abstentions? So I think that that is carried unanimously. Will then go on to. Sorry, are we doing chairs?
Let's go through the committees and then do the chairs at the end. Just first.
Okay, Community and Environment Committee, we have 12 members that are submitted to that. Nathaniel, Richard, Craig Scott, Eamon O'Rourke, Ishmael Hussain, Marie, Ophelia, Ray, Ron Haynes, Sam Brown, Terry Stevens, and Wayne Bulwell. All those in favour of electing those members to that committee? I think that is unanimous. Thank you. The next committee is the Employment Policy Committee. Is myself and Richard, Ed, Keith, and Ophelia. Does anybody else want to stand for that committee? No? So all those in favour of electing those members to the Employment Policy Committee? Thank you. I think that is also unanimous. We'll now go back and do the chairs. For the Finance and Governance Committee, the current chair is Keith and the current vice chair is Ophelia. Do you have any nominations for the chair of Finance and Governance?
I nominate Keith, you nominate Ophelia as the vice chair.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? No? Are you both happy to accept the nominations? Yep. Okay. So all members vote. Are you happy to elect those nominated to those positions? Thank you. I think that is unanimous. We'll go on to Community and Environment Committee. Current chairs are Councillor Stevens and the current vice chair is Councillor Reimer. And we will go to open nomination. Does anyone wish to nominate any councillors?
I nominate Terry Stevens as chair and Marie as vice chair.
So do you accept those nominations? Yeah. Does anybody wish to make any other nominations? Okay, we will go to election. Are all those happy to elect those members to those positions on the committee? Thank you. I think that is unanimous. And then the final one is employment policy. So currently the chair is Ed and the vice chair is Uche. I believe Uche, you're standing down from the committee this year. Thank you for everything you've done over the last year. Do we have nominations for a chair and vice chair of that committee?
It's the nominator.
I nominate Ed as the chair.
Well, that's better.
I'm about the vice chair. I just nominate Ed as the chair for now.
I think, Celia, would you be happy to do that?
Question?
The vice chair of the committee.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so I nominate Celia as the vice chair. So all those in favour, or sorry, are you happy both to accept the nomination?
Yes.
Yes. All those in favour of making those appointments? Thank you. So those appointments are made.
Yeah, can we just also within this, we've got the Sycamore Building Steering Group as well.
Okay.
So we can just keep it the same as it is, then we can do, but if we want to come on that.
Can I make a recommendation on that, please?
Sorry?
On the support steering group,
Yes.
let's keep it things it is, purely because of the time limits of the steering group and actually changing membership whether now, it's just when we're in the delivery phase of the programme, probably just not.
So is that seconded?
Yeah.
So there's a proposal that the current Sycamore Building Steering Group, because we're so close to the delivery of the project, that there's no change on that committee and that everyone will be carried forward. And that's been seconded. So all those in favour of that? I think that's everybody.
Yeah. And then the last one would be
Last one.
Working group, which is
Which are all members of the Community Environment Committee, and are all members happy that that is the practice? Yes? Okay, we will continue. Item 10, appointment of members to any new committees, subcommittees or working group. There are no new committees that proposed at the time of the report, so nothing else for us to do on that. Next item on the agenda is to review and adopt the council standing orders and financial regulations. So we'll go first, 11.1, pages 59 to 76, is our financial regulations. Clerk or RFO, is there anything you want to say?
Just to note, 5.6, there's only one change based upon NALC recommendations. So it's to do with tendering. And currently it states that of 30,000, the council would go out to, for contracts over 30,000, it would go out to formal tender. But NALC recommend that 60,000 would be a more appropriate given the new procurement regulations, because we are a bit more flexible in terms of how we do it. So we could go up to 60,000, contracts over 60,000, then we would have to go for a formal tender process. That's the only change.
Just on that, in terms of that procurement, what is the difference between formal tender process and not? Because obviously,
In terms
I
of,
would still expect us to go through a procurement exercise for something between 30 and 60.
we have more flexibility with the procurement exercise, but formal tender process, we would tend to go with the find to tender through the government website. We don't have to, but that's the way we're moving forward as a council.
All members happy to adopt the financial regulations? All those in favour? Anybody against? Any abstentions? That is unanimous. And then the standing orders, which are pages 77 to 100. I am going to propose that they are adopted, but I think there needs to be one minor change. Currently, I am the only ex officio member of the committees, which means that I'm automatically appointed to them all. I think that both myself and the Deputy Mayor should be appointed ex officio to all of the committees, which would help to ensure that one of us is there for all of the committee meetings. So that's my proposal. Is there a seconder? Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Richard. So all those in favour of adopting the standard orders with that proposal? Thank you. I think that is unanimous. Okay. Item 12 is the review of representation on or work with external bodies. There are a number of external bodies which we've got councillors on. The first one is the Milton Keynes Parish Forum. This is currently Councillor Stevens and Councillor Weimer to be represented with myself as a substitute for the two of them. I have not been asked to be a substitute over the last year. I think you've attended all of them. Does any members wish to do that again?
I'm happy to.
Yeah, it's good for
Any other members want to be a substitute or no? I'll put my forward self as the substitute for that if you can attend. All those in favour of keeping things the same as they were? Thank you, that's carried unanimously. Next item is the Buckinghamshire and Milton Keynes Association of Local Councils. This is currently myself and Councillor Weimer. Does anybody want to go to that? No?
We haven't been to one, well, I
I don't
haven't.
think there's been one.
There is one
Yeah.
to go to.
Do you want to?
The one going.
I can find out. I know there was one over the last year.
So,
I'm happy to stay the same, so I've not done it.
okay, all those happy for things to remain as the way they are? Thank you. So that is carried unanimously. Next item is the Late Estate Renewal Forum. That is currently the clerk and deputy clerk who alternate attendance. Do councillors want to make any other arrangements? No? So I will propose that it remains. Seconded, all those in favour? I think that is everybody. Thank you. Item 12.4, Bletchley and Fenny Stratford Town Deal Board. This is the clerk. I'm assuming you want to stay on that.
Would like to, yes.
Yeah. So councillors happy with that? I would like to add that we have the deputy clerk as a substitute, which allows us to kind of be covered. So all those in favour of that? Thank you. Next item is the Bletchley and Fenny Stratford Neighbourhood Plan and Steering Group. That is currently councillors Fernandez, Simile, myself, Councillor Graham, Councillor Weimer, Councillor Hain, Councillor Hussein, Councillor Scott. Anybody else wish to join the Neighbourhood Plan Steering Group? Should be going out to consultation really soon.
Sorry, just with that, I don't know that we have had a few more people join us as the last steering group meeting a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, Councillor Blackman, Susan, Justin. I think that was about a couple of members of the public as well.
Councillor Cole on there as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to add those formally. So, yeah, and 2 members of the public. Okay, it's quite exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, this proposal is for everybody to remain on there, plus the additional 4 councillors that have been mentioned and 2 members of the public. All those in favour of that? I think that is unanimous. And then finally, the Bletchley Pathfinder Delivery Board, which is currently the clerk. I would propose that is the clerk and the deputy clerk as a substitute, just so we get some covered. Everybody in favour of that? Thank you. I think that is carried unanimously. Now on to item 13, which is a review of council arrangements for the insurance cover in respect of all insured risk, pages 101 to 104 in the pack. Does anyone want to say?
Yes, just obviously I mentioned in the report that I was in the process of reviewing the main insurance with Zurich. We've agreed all the recommendations, obviously with additional insurance for Sycamore Hall and moving out of Spotlight, disposing with certain assets. So we have now got a new policy, and it's actually about £139 over the actual budget we had. So that's all been placed now.
So what are you looking for here?
It's just really to note.
So members happy to note those arrangements? Yes? Thank you. Now, next, a review of the council subscriptions to other bodies. The Buckinghamshire and Milton Keynes Association of Local Councils in the sum of £2,331.10. Members happy for us to maintain that subscription? Yes, if people don't, what I'll do with these, if nobody says no, we will elect them, just so we get through. The National Association of Local Councils in the sum of £1,301.78. That we will accept. Membership of the Local Government Association through NAUC in the sum of £580. There is no updated figure for 26-27, so there could be a minor change, but we're happy to accept that unless anybody says no. Okay, that is accepted. Society of Local Council Clerks in the sum of £462. We will do that also. And then the National Allotment Association in the sum of £84. I think that we are adopting that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 15, review and approval of the council's key policy documents. 15.1, the complaints procedure, that's between 107 and 114 in your pack. Everybody happy with that? Anybody got no? So, next item, I will go through them all and then we go. Council policies, procedures, practices, protection. Comments or questions on that? No? The press and it's okay. The press and media policy, pages 127 to 132. Any comments or questions on that? The member and officer protocol, pages 133 to 144. Any comments or questions on that? And finally, the employment handbook, which is a summary of all the HR policies, which is pages 145 to 212. I'm assuming there are no changes to that.
No changes, although it is under review with Pinch as well, just to check. Yeah.
Any comments or questions on that? No. So members happy to take those 5 items and approve all of those documents. It's all those in favour. Thank you. I think that was unanimous. We'll now go on to 16, financial matters. 16.1, approval of the final internal audit report for the financial year 25-26. Okay.
Just to say the internal audit found no issues.
Okay. Members have that report, pages 213 to 220 of your pack. Any comments or questions? Members happy to accept that? All those in favour? Okay, thank you. Approval of the annual governance and accountability return for AGAR for the financial year 2025 to 2026. If you approve this tonight, then I will sign it as the chair of the council, and I believe it actually gets published.
Yes.
So all those in favour or any questions on the AGAR before it goes ahead? Wasn't there also an additional thing on the AGAR this year that we've done? Insertion 10?
Yeah, certain 10, that's all been signed off.
Okay.
We meet the requirements, yeah.
Okay. So all members happy to approve the AGAR for the financial year? Yes? Thank you. Congratulations on meeting assertion 10. Item number 3, 16.3, publication of the dates for the exercise of public rights to inspect the accounts, pages 227 to 230. Do you understand about that?
Just that this has to have, the dates have to be approved by council. The dates for public inspections from the 3rd of June to the 14th of July, as recommended by the external auditors. So once this notice is approved, I can then publish it on the website and on notice boards, sent to the external auditor.
Great. Members happy to approve that? Thank you. Next item, 16.4. Review the council's expenditure incurred under section 137 of the Local Government Act 1972. You might need to tell us what that means.
Yes, so obviously because we don't have 2/3 of our members are not elected, we don't have the general power of competence. So we are limited unless to do work which hasn't got a specific power. So I think the report shows the elements where there's no specific local government power to carry out that work. I think it's community grants, I think counselling, free swimming, there's no specific power. Yeah. So we use the section 137 spending. Now it's based upon a rate and on the number of electors. And as you can see, for 25-26, the maximum we could spend without any other powers was 164,000. I believe our expenditure under section 137 was about 98,000. So we're well within the limits.
Thank you. Any comments or questions on that from members? Everybody happy to note that report? Yes, approved. Next item is 16.5. Review and approval of the council's asset register and inventory of equipment summary. pages 233 to 250. Anything you can say about this?
None, but I believe councillor Hughes has a question.
Just some reviewing this before the meeting, I've mentioned to Alex then some possible discrepancies I've spotted in there. So where the current value is higher than the original value, and this particularly relates to chairs, and also two items that were brought for Barton Road. So I suspect the Barton Road ones might be a typo error. So what I would just suggest is that we suggest that we I recommend that we improve subject to those few things be checked out and corrected.
Can I just say that thank you for actually reviewing the detailed asset records accounts with you. I don't know, but I take on board, there is a huge number of assets on the register. Some of them were put on historically, and because of the sheer number, there is bound to be human error. So I will take note of that, and I will come back to you with a response. I can take details of the assets.
Okay, so members happy to approve that subject to those changes being made, or would we prefer it to be delegated to somebody?
It should be subject to those changes.
Okay. Sorry, all those in favour of the proposal? I think that's everything. Thank you. The next item is ratification of a list of payments made or due to be made by the 30th of June. That's pages 1 to 258 in your pack.
Sorry, Chair, can I just add something? I believe that list does not include the latest valuation for the Sycamore Halls project. So that's the sum of, I can say the figure, can I? Or
The valuation of our building.
I'll build the valuation of the work done to date, and which is then the invoice I've got to pay.
Yeah.
So there is an invoice we paid, which we're going to do by a chap's payment to SMD for 512,000.
Yes. Okay. So we are looking for the ratification of that list of payments, including the amount that we just said, which the contractually obliged to do.
We are, it's part of the sign.
And also our architect is happy that we come
I was based upon evaluation.
Yes. So that's proposed. I'll propose that. It's seconded. All those in favour? Thank you. I think that is everybody. So that's all of the finances looked at. Next item on the agenda is item 17, ratification of the town council annual report, and I believe that is actually tabled for you. Anything you want to say about this? Does anyone have any comments or questions about this? I think that this is in preparation for the annual meeting of electors, which takes place. Yes. Anybody got any questions?
How was it produced, Chair? Who produced it?
A mixture of people, but
we all officers will put in their sections and then I collate it.
I just find it's lovely to know what the council's up to. And I think the document has been put together very, very well. And I think you should all be congratulated because it's informative and it tells me for one what we've been doing. So thank you very much for that.
Nice modern format.
Yeah.
design all goes to the deputy clerks. Yeah, joint effort content that most do.
Well, I think it's definitely moved on from previous documents. Very pleasing to the eye. I love it, and I think our building takes pride in the middle, so that's lovely. Thank you. So everybody happy to ratify that? I'm sure there might be some few minor amendments.
We'll speak to you about that.
Yeah,
and we can put it on the website.
Great.
Next week.
So always happy to ratify that document.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll take it that everybody accepted. Next item on the agenda is the neighbourhood plan update. Councillor saying you've got an update.
So yeah, the Fenny Stratford Neighbourhood Plan Steering Group continues to progress the preparation of the neighbourhood plan. We've got an upcoming meeting tomorrow evening as well. Since the previous update to council, further work has been undertaken with O'Neill Home Planning Consultants to refine the draft plan and supporting evidence base. They're ahead of the formal Regulation 14 consultation stage. Draft plan currently contains a vision, objectives, and 13 planning policies covering key themes, including town centre regeneration, design, character, heritage, green infrastructure, biodiversity, walking and cycling connectivity, and protection of local green spaces. Recent discussions with O'Neill Home are focused on ensuring the plan remains aligned with the updated new National Planning Policy Framework, the Emerging Keen City Plan 2050. O'Neill Home have advised that only limited amendments are anticipated to ensure consistency with national and emerging local planning policy. The evidence base supporting the plan is substantially complete, including work relating to local green spaces, local heritage assets, design codes, and environmental assessments. A limited number of outstanding evidence items and technical amendments remain in progress. Steering Group has also considered arrangements for the Regulation 14 consultation, which is proposed to take place during summer 2026. This will include both online and in-person engagement activities to maximise participation from residents, businesses and community stakeholders across Bletchley, Fenny, Stratford, Newton Lees, Eton Lees and surrounding areas. Subject to completion of the remaining technical updates and consultation preparation work, the project remains on track to progress to Regulation 14 consultation in summer 2026. To support efficient progression of the project timeline, Council is asked to consider delegating authority to the Community Environment Committee to approve final amended draft neighbourhood plan supporting consultation documents in consultation with myself, Chair of the Neighbourhood Plan Steering Group, and relevant officers to enable commencement of the Regulation 14 consultation process without delay.
Thank you. So, does anyone have any comments or questions on that? No, anything from the office team?
No, any recommendations to be decided on, really?
Okay, so
One last thing I'd also like to add is, see, once we've gone for the Regulation 14 stage and the draft plan goes out for consultation, any support from councillors at these events would be really useful for us to emphasise the plan, and see, Steering Group, you're more than welcome to actually join the sessions to learn about the plan as well, because it does cover a lot of very important stuff.
okay, so the recommendations are to note the progress on the Bletchley Fenny Stratford neighbourhood plan, and to delegate authority to the Community and Environment Committee or Finance and Governance Committee to approve or both to approve the amended draft neighbourhood plan and associated consultation documents, incorporating any final technical or policy updates required by MNH planning consultants and officers in order to commence the Regulation 14 consultation process. So to take all of that as one proposal. Is there a seconder? So it's seconded. All those in favour of the proposal? Thank you, that's carried unanimously. And then so we're now on to the last item of the agenda, which is written report on the Sycamore Buildings project, and to consider any recommendations therein. I believe that inside your pack, that is pages 281 to 288. Clark, is there anything you want to say about this?
No, it's all written in there, the status of work, so you can see what's happening. I mean, we're back on schedule to finish end of August. So a lot of the major structural work's been done. Now we're moving on to furniture fit out, the internal fit out and furnishing. And there are some decisions to make in here, which are to approve the furniture fit out budget. So this is to allocate a minimum of £50,000 from reserves for furniture and equipment for the building. That's the first one. And then delegated authority to council to give the delegated authority to the Finance and Governance Committee to procure furniture for the agreed budget.
I I noticed from the reports that there is somebody who keeps parking in front of our drop care at the back.
There is, I think it's been dealt with now. Is it
I believe
DPD?
so. I believe so. It is a lorry drive, not necessarily DPD, but it's been dealt with. It's been dealt with, I believe.
There were some parking issues, but I think it's all been sorted out.
Right.
Is there any updates on our proposed car park situation?
So at the moment, there's not an update. I think the architect put in the pre-application, which in your pack as well, you'll see it at the back, a plan of the car park and the potential car park in there. So it's in progress really to kind of.
We've got update in that we've got 9 car parking spaces that we use in the church, which is next door. And the proposal is to have our own car park in front of our own council offices.
Yeah. So the pre-application is being put in. I think it's agreed.
I think previously on the council.
Yeah.
So all those in favour of noting that report? Thank you.
Well done.
Recommendations.
We need to agree recommendations.
Yeah, decisions on the 50 grand budget as well.
I apologise for, I didn't see that.
So the first one is the full council to allocate an agreed sum from the reserves, a minimum of £50,000. And that will finance and governance committee. It's on the.
So recommendations, full council allocates an agreed sum from reserves for furniture and equipment for the building with a minimum of £50,000, and that the finance and governance committee be given delegated powers to procure the furniture within the budget allocated by the council. So
Question, how was the sum of £50,000 formulated?
So I believe that I was actually in a meeting. I think it's come from the architect. Also, when we built this place, it was around a similar number in terms, actually it was more here. And so we did have a number that we kind of spent.
We have had indicative feedback from, I know from one of the suppliers that it's potentially for the quality of furniture that we want, 50,000 should be more than acceptable.
So there's 3 different companies that fit out, lots of Milton Keynes Council, other parish councils, and they've given these kind of ideas of costs.
We say equipment, what do you mean by equipment?
So it's everything that's going inside the building. So that is not fixed or done as part of the contract. So all of the furniture for the room, if we have anything that people are hiring and using, crockery for the kitchen, like hand dryers, literally.
If we get an FOI, we can justify why we spent £50,000.
Yes, they'll obviously once it's been bought, it will be reported back to council and there'll be an asset that's actually sits there. Is there a question on this side as well? No? Is there a second that, we could find a second that, all those in favour of the recommendation? Thank you. I think that concludes our council meeting tonight. Thank you to those people watching on our social media channels this evening for joining us. And we'll see you at another. Thank you.